Hi there, welcome to Nay's Knits. This is episode 4. I'm really sorry for the short break. I had a feeling there would be a little bit of a break, but I wasn't sure how long it would be. Yeah, so I'm recovering. It's taken me a little while to sit up, so I haven't been able to film anything until now. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, so I've just edited episode 3, which I was planning to do when I came out of my operation, but I wasn't able to even think about that. So I have edited it and I will release it around the same time as this one. Feel free not to watch episode 3 because it was difficult to edit, to be honest, and yeah, those kind of things can be triggering and you're watching this for entertainment. But I felt like I said a lot of important stuff in that episode as well, so I felt like I needed to release it. And yeah, so this one should be a little bit brighter, happier, fingers crossed. And yeah, so let's get going. So if you haven't watched episode 3, just a little disclaimer. I've just medical disclaimer, and then I'll carry on. I had surgery 3 weeks ago for my gallbladder, and it's stomach surgery, so they say it's keyhole and easygoing. It's still hard to recover from. Also, disclaimer, I had a family emergency whilst filming that video, so that family emergency isn't an emergency anymore, but it's still ongoing, and it will be going on for quite a while, I hope. Yeah, it's been hard, and I don't want to go into any details because it's not my details to share, but yeah, someone close to me, as you can imagine, is not very well and needs a lot of support and medical assistance. So yeah, so let's get on with knitting and things like that. Hang on, I need a drink already, gosh. The cats are both in here, they're both watching me, so if they do start jumping around, I apologise, but you know, they want to be YouTube famous, so can't stop cats being cats. Yeah, so I do actually have something finished. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I've actually finished something for myself, haven't I, Puppet? Yeah, speak of the devil and he shall appear. You can just about see him. Ooh, you good boy. Mummy finished something, didn't she? Yeah, my first thing for me. For me. It still has a little bit of tweaking to do, but I am very happy. So, as I mentioned in the previous podcast, I was talking about Jacqueline Sizak and her summer knits, and one in particular was the Strata vest. He wants to get his butt on camera. Yeah, so I actually brought the pattern and I made gauge, and honestly, this pattern has helped me so much the last couple of weeks. It's so easy to read. I did German short rows, which it had enough to keep me interested and distracted. So I was so pleased. Hang on, I've got to let the cat out. Yeah, so as I was thinking of knits that I could do whilst I was in hospital just to distract myself, I thought I'd try the Jacqueline Sizak, I think it's pronounced that, I apologise if I'm murdering it, Strata pattern. It was, I looked at the pattern and I felt like it was enough to keep me distracted, but simple enough that it wasn't going to stress me out, and quick enough that I could have it knit quite nicely and quickly. Yeah, so it did exactly what I wanted it to do. If you need a pattern that is going to distract you, that's going to be quite quick to knit, give you a little bit of a challenge, but still be beginner friendly and very well written, size inclusive, then Jacqueline Size X Strata Vest is brilliant. Yeah, I want to thank the designer herself, because she's got me through some tough times the last couple of weeks. Not her personally, but her pattern has been a real support and a good distraction for me. Oh gosh, tearing up a little bit there. Yeah, so I'm just going to show you. Now, it does have some ribbing on the V-neck and the shoulders. I decided not to do that because it didn't suit the gauge of my fabric. So I decided to knit this quite a loose gauge. I used the coastal knits. No, coastal. What's it called? Coastal something. Coastal Colours. I've got the label right here. I'm silly. Coastal Colours. Yak wool silk blend. Sorry for the rustling there. Yeah, so it's Coastal Colours, Graham and Lindsay Langhorne. It's 60% superwash merino, 20% silk, 20% yak. Lovely and light. I thought it would be a good summer. I wanted something that I could put on after I'd been on the beach all day. You know, when you've been on the beach all day, it starts to get a bit cooler, you get a bit chilly. I just want something I could throw on over my bikini. Bikini. Swimsuit, probably. Full. I wish I could just wear one of those full length things so I don't have to do anything. Yeah, so the colour is 5331. I'll show you a ball of it. Oh, I should have taken everything out of these plastic bags beforehand. I do apologise for the rustling. So this is the yarn. You can see it's kind of, it's got some greys, some mauves, some rose colours. Really lovely yarn. I've still got loads of it left. So the pattern itself called for about, I believe, 800 metres of yarn for the long. I did the long version, not the cropped. Where does it say how much you need? Yarn requirements, here we go. So I knitted size 2 and it called for 805 metres. Now the skein itself was 800 metres and I have 2 balls left, but I didn't do the ribbing. So I would say that's probably a good 20 grams of yarn left. So I've got something for another project, maybe some colour work or something like that. Yeah, so the pattern itself is Strata. It's a lovely pattern. Very size inclusive. And again, you can knit it as a crop and as a long. Yeah, so like I said, I decided not to do the ribbing. So I have a little bit of pulling on the side here, which I'm going to sort out. As you can see, where I did start the ribbing and then I didn't like it, purely because the gauge is so thin. You can see through it. I just didn't want to mess with that, and I thought I didn't actually need the ribbing. There we go. Ooh. I would try it on for you, but I'm sore and I really don't want to take things on and off. But it's a really good fit. I'm really happy with it. I'm so happy, in fact, that I started another Strata. So the other Strata I've decided to do is in drops linen, and I've knitted the back and a bit of the side. So you start from the back and, well, you actually start at the top, knit to where the armholes finish, and then you start the front. You pick up stitch and start at the front. This is a little bit bigger gauge because this wool is actually DK. So it's going to be a bit bigger fit as well, but I kind of want that. I want a looser looking one. Again, for beach. It's in drops linen cotton blend. I can't remember the name of it. I'll link it. I've got navy and in light beige. Not much of that side left, and I decided to do like a nautical stripe type thing because, you know, when in Rome. So I'm really pleased with it. It's knitting up really nicely. It's actually knitting up a lot quicker than the DK, which it would. But I think it's supposed to be in fingering. Again, I'll check. Yeah, in fingering. So, and they recommend Queen Fibre Dashing Fingering or Pearl Soho Line Weight. But you know, I just chose what I had in stash. I brought this one at the East Anglia Yarn Festival, and the drops I already had in stash because I wanted a load of linen yarn for summer knits. So yes, I think it's really cute. A pair of linen shorts, just chucked over a bikini or a swimsuit. I think it's perfect. And also in the autumn I can wear it over a top as well. I like how, you know, usable it is. You can wear it as a top, you can wear it as a vest, you can wear it as whatever, you know, so it's pretty cool. So I'm really pleased with that. I'll probably knit many more in the future as well. Yeah, so what else? It's good to be back. It's good to be back. I'm just, you know, exhausted. But I'm getting there, getting there. Oh gosh, it's not fun sitting up as well. The jumper I'm wearing today, again, I didn't knit. It's a classic Ralph Lauren. It's beautiful with a short cable shawl neck. Oh, love it. Just in cotton, I believe. It's just a really nice throw on kind of summer, not summer. I suppose you could wear it in the summer. It's cotton, but you could wear it in a British summer if it's a shitty one. But you know, it's really nice. I wanted to take this moment to say hi to everyone because I haven't actually I'm going to move this a bit closer because I feel a bit far away. Whoop. Sorry, I've got Bob's Burgers on in the background. There you go. So yeah, I just wanted to just say hello to everyone because yeah, I haven't videoed a podcast like properly since talking to you all, because when I filmed the third one it'd only just gone a little bit crazy on YouTube, so I hadn't seen all the comments and things, and I've had so many lovely comments. I'm sorry if I haven't replied to you. Obviously with everything going on I've just been emotionally drained, and I've been reading them, I've been looking at them, but sometimes I just can't answer them because I just haven't got it in me. I've had some lovely emails. I want to thank the modern yarn shop in Liverpool because she's been brilliant. She's been checking in on me, making sure I'm all right. Yeah, just if you're in the Liverpool area, check her shop out because she's a cracker, and she's got a lovely yarn club. She's been sending me some pictures of her yarn club and what they've been doing, and I wish I would just lived a little bit closer because I'm on the east coast and she's all the way up north, so on the west coast, so it's quite far. I do miss being up north. I used to live up in Cumbria at one point, and yeah, so I miss my northern friends. Shout out to Gemma as well if you're watching. Yes, so yeah, meeting so many lovely people, and keep commenting. I honestly, I love having the comments, and I will be better at replying now. Now I'm a little bit more, you know, in the land of the unmedicated, as you can say. Yeah, so it's been really lovely, and I have really wanted to film this before, but I just haven't been able to, as you can imagine. I really want to thank my husband as well because he's been a superstar throughout everything. Like, I couldn't have done it without him. He's incredible. He's my rock, and you know, not only is he my carer, he's just stepped up when I needed him to step up, and without a single murmur. He's just done it. He's not even thought about complaining about it or anything. He's just gone ahead and helped, you know, because he wants to. That's the great thing about him. He wants to help. He doesn't want, you know, he's supporting, and he hasn't got a bad bone in his body. So yeah. What else? I'll tell you what, I've spent so much on yarn last month and I've got nothing to show for it. So I'm a bit like, I haven't got any real acquisitions. I have got some acquisitions, but not like loads, because I've brought things to show you and they're gonna take a while to get here, because they're either yarn clubs that take a little while to dye, or they're advents. So it's a bit like, here's my yarn that I've been purchasing. There's nothing there. I did pick up, sorry, I should have taken everything out of the bag. I did pick up a couple of these, a couple more of these, which I'm so happy about. And I did start casting something on, but I'm not sure if I want to continue. So I'm not going to show you that, because the amount of things that I've shown you in Frogged is ridiculous. And I am just going to show you stuff that I am actually going to concentrate on and do. But yeah, I love this yarn so much, and I can't wait to have a little summer top out of it. Which you think, you know, it's sock yarn. It's quite, but just something I can just throw on, like on the in-between seasons. It's going to be a cracker. I'm so looking forward to her Adventures in Yarncraft Undyed Luxe sock. I am looking forward to her advent calendar. I have ordered it. It's Jane Eyre inspired, and I've got it all in this base. So it's just going to be so nice. Okay, that's me geeking out over. But yeah, definitely check out her Luxe sock. It's 85% superwash, Extrafine Merino, 19.5 micron, and 15% Nylon. So, yeah. Gonna knit myself something nice out of that. So, with the Pigment and Ply, Hylas and the Nymphs. Now, this is an ongoing saga. I decided not to knit the summers. Such a dick. I'm so sorry. Oh no, constantly like making decisions and they go, nope, don't actually like that. So what I've decided instead, now I don't want to point fingers, but I totally blame, oh, what's her name? Really cool lady from Florida. The thread something. I would check, but the phone, I'll put it on this. So I love her podcast, and she recommended a pattern designer, and I didn't write it down, so I'm going to just go and check now. Gosh, I'm terrible. I'm back. It's Caitlin Hunter, and it's a pattern novelli. It's a really nice t-shirt design with colour work. As soon as she said that she liked this designer and showed some of the designs that she'd knitted of her, I was just like, oh. And yeah, I've got two of her designs that I want to knit now. One is the Novelli. I have holidayed in Italy quite a bit, and it's like her Italian collection, and yeah, I'm in love. So I've been working on the colour work, and I've never done colour work before. This is one of the swatches, so hang on. Okay, so I knitted a swatch with the Pigment and Ply and fell in love. It's my first colour work, so I wanted to just do a little bit of colour work to see if I could do it. And I held it with the Undyed as well, that I just showed you. And it was Cinders by Elizabeth Powell, but I've decided not to go with that one, just because it's a cobweb lace and I'd have to hold it like triple or quadruple, and I have not got the time for that. But this is not the colourwork pattern itself. It's because I didn't decide, I thought I wouldn't buy the pattern until I know that I want to knit it. So but I am going to do it. So it's Met Gauge, it's great in gauge, so ignore the brown, that's the cinders. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. So what I've done is I've reached out to Pigment and Ply to see if she's got something semi-solid in the same range left over as a bit of a hope. If not, I've ordered a skein of Quack. I think it's autumn something. I don't know, but it should be here by the next podcast and I can show you, which is similar tones. See, I thought it'd be quite easy to find a wall to match it, but because it is such gorgeous warm tones, there isn't that many semi-solids that just like you can pick up off the shelf with the same tones as that. And a lot of people do speckles and stuff like that, and I wanted something different to go back to. I wanted a solid. Not going to happen. So the autumn one I think is like a browny, burgundy, purpley one, I think. So it's kind of same tones as this one. So hopefully it should work out all right. But dropped it. Well, I did try it on other ones as well. So I had the white in the middle, like she's got in her pattern, and the dark on the outside. And I also tried it with a little bit of woolly knit, gold merino type colour, but that didn't work either. It kind of clashed a bit. So they're just my little gauge swatches. Ow, sorry, it's stretched. Oh. Yeah, so that's the knitting I've been doing. I've mainly been doing the Strata, really. Really been enjoying it. So I'm thinking of starting the diaphanous raglan today, casting that on, seeing how that looks in the woolly knit and the Cheshire yarns. I think I've done gauge for it, but I'm not sure. Annoyingly lost the needles somewhere, so I need to see where they've gone. They've probably fallen down somewhere and I've just not noticed. So I need to dig them out. There would be the only needles that are missing, and they're the ones I need. So typical, isn't it? I had them in my lovely case. I think my husband's moved the case, or I've moved the case, and they've slipped out and they've gone somewhere. So that, or I've just not put them back in the case when I was knitting very sillily. Okay, so yeah, not much for acquisitions, I'm afraid, just more squishy Luxe sock. What else? I've got a couple of books. Brought a couple of books. So Lane has started publishing their books on, unfortunately, you know, the big superstore giant that is on the internet named Amazon. They've started publishing their books on Amazon. Now, I do love their cloth coloured books. I do have neons and neutrals. But the price point on Amazon's a bit cheaper because they do them in like a traditional hardback, well, yeah, a traditional cover book instead. So the cost is a little bit less. I hope the designers are still getting the same amount of money, but I think they delay the publishing. So if you want the nice cloth one, you can get it from Lane, or if you want just a normal standard one a little bit cheaper, you get it from Amazon. So I got a couple of them. I got them on pre-order and I'm really happy. So the first one I got is 52 weeks of socks. Yes, I'm giving 52 weeks of socks when the 52 weeks of socks volume 2 is coming out. I like to be behind in the times. I've never knitted socks before. I like the idea of it because I love really cozy, snuggly socks, and I think they might be a nice Christmas present idea as well. So I thought I'd go for this. If you get Christmas presents from me, ignore what I just said. Yeah, so they've got some beautiful designs. Some of them are probably a bit too tricky for me just yet, but I think it's a good way of me practicing cabling, lace techniques and things like that on a smaller scale. I'm hoping it's a little bit less stressful for me. So we've got things like this one. Ooh, yellow. That one's called Linear. And got these ones. Raw Honey Rose. So 52 different sock patterns. There's got to be one here that somebody in my family likes. There's a few slipper patterns as well. Some nice simple ones, Lazy Daisies. They're probably going to be the first ones I've tried. I have ordered a Camel's Yarn Club sock set, so I might make my first pair of socks from that. Also, I kind of want to document it as well, so we have a bit of a how to make socks, and you can see how I've done it and learn along the way. And then I'm hoping to do like a knit along sock thing as well in the future, just so you've got someone there, because it is quite daunting. Like, you hear these things like flaps and not a nice word, but you know, heel flaps, and what kind of wools to use, because like they need to be hard wearing because they're on your feet and things like that. So I'll make a separate little like how-to video for that as well. And the second one I got, I love this book so much, is Stripes, which has some cracking summer knits and winter knits. It's just a really good mixture. There's a really nice tee in here that I'm quite interested in. Oop. It's called Maria. Where's that little summer one? A really nice cardi. There's a really nice knit. I keep saying really nice, really nice, really nice. There's a cracking knitted dress that I'm quite interested in for winter. You can see me slothing around the house in that. And there was a really cracking, I changed it, really cracking summer top that I'm very interested in making. And it's called the Helly. So I wonder how much wool I need for that, and what kind of wool I need for that. 4-ply. 1,000 maybe. You need quite a lot of wool for it actually. Wasn't expecting that. You need about 1,000 yards of the main wool and about 300 yards of, well, depending what size you go for, but I would need about 1,000 yards. Goes up to, it has 9 sizes. The high bust circumference is largest is 165. Yeah, so let's see. I'm very interested in making that. Sorry, I'm like, oh, I should make that. I should put that on my needles. No, Sam, you're going to do something with the Cheshire yarns before you do anything else. I want to knit everything at the same time. Yes, so I forgot to mention that's Vera Valimaki. Whoop. So yeah, some more pictures in the back there. There's some cracking like everyday wear there. Like, you can see me slothing around the house in quite a lot of that, and then trekking down to the beach. Obviously the stripes sing to my nautical side, so yes, I'm very happy about that. What else? What else can I talk about today? Oh, that's the thing. I've been a little bit lax on the old researching things, and I just needed some mental time, I think, mental relaxation. If you're from around here, definitely check out the Martello Lounge. I have been gallivanting a little tiny bit. I've been trying to get out, and that's quite accessible. I'm not sure if it has a disabled loo, but you can, I've spoken to them as well, because I found that the inside tables weren't quite high enough for my wheelchair, but they're I spoke to the head office and they're going to put some lifts on the some of the tables, so they have higher tables for wheelchairs, but the outside tables you can access at the moment. They've probably got the lifts for the tables already, but they're a really good company, so I feel like if you're in the local area and you want to have a nice meal in front of the sea, it's literally on the beachfront. Like Clacton's been missing that. Clacton's restaurants are all quite far back, and you know, when you're at the beach you want to see the beach, so you know, it's a cracker. What else? What else can I talk to you about? What can I talk to you about? Maybe I keep this one a short one. What do you think? Do you think I should keep it as a short one, because as you can imagine I'm sore. Okay, let's go. I'm probably going to leave it there, I think. Ouch. Yeah, so brain fog. Every time I have brain fog and I try to say brain fog, it comes out brain frog, and it's a joke with me and my husband. It's like brain frog, and it's like he sends me a picture of this like tree frog. And I'm feeling it today. My brain is like freaking mush. But you know, I showed you what I've been doing. I've caught up with you. I feel a bit better about that because I felt so guilty that I got all these people reaching out to me, lovely disabled community, the Spoonies. I had a lovely lady with a podcast who is blind, and I need to start watching that. I've also had the modern yarn and Liverpool reach out to me with her lovely shop, and it's just, yeah, it's a shame that this has all happened when I start to find people like me, and it's always the way, isn't it? You know, you want to be, it's always the, when you want to be the most social, you are the least active when you're a spoonie. So it's the law of sod, and yeah. So I am thinking of doing this Stitch and Bitch live type thing. Let me know if you're interested. I think I'm just going to do it on YouTube to start with, because again, I don't have enough followers for the trolls to find me. So if we do like a live Stitch and Bitch, and I'll get someone to just keep an eye on the comments for me whilst I'm doing it. And yeah, I say someone, it will be my husband. I'll drag my husband to do it. So let me know. I'm thinking of maybe doing it on a Saturday morning. Would that work for people? Or maybe a Sunday morning? Maybe a Sunday morning, because Saturday I tend to do all my bits. So maybe on a Sunday morning, or even an evening. What would work for people? Could do like a Thursday evening maybe? I have no idea. So I'll do a poll. Put in the comments when you would prefer to do a live Stitch and Bitch. Now, a Stitch and Bitch, I did say in the last podcast, but for people who skipped that one, because I don't blame you, a Stitch and Bitch is where we meet up live on YouTube and we knit and we chat. So I'll have my knitting. I don't know what knitting, but I'll have my knitting. You'll have your knitting. You can ask me questions. We can chat along, you know, and it's like being a Stitch and Bitch in real life, but it's more accessible for us spoonies and disabled people. I also would like to do a meet in real life one as well. I need to find somewhere that is accessible, has disabled toilets in my area that I can do. So that would be more for local people or people that want to travel to it. But I don't blame you if you don't want to travel to it, because I'm quite out of the way, and you know. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing something like that as well. but I probably won't do it weekly just because of, you know, my own accessibility. I don't want to let people down, so we'll do it so it's every other week or once a month or something like that, and do it mainly live on YouTube. Yeah, so let me know what you think, and let me know when to do it. I also will record them, so if you wanted to, you could watch it at a later time or day that suits you, so it's just a bit more accessible for you as well. And you can just turn on YouTube when you're ready and it'll be like we're doing it. You just won't be able to ask me questions, but we could have it like you can ask me questions via Instagram or in the comments, and then I'll just answer them next time. Yeah, so we could do that. Yeah, so I think I'm going to leave it there because my brain's hurting. My stomach's hurting. But I'm so glad we caught up, and yeah, thank you so much for tuning in again. And if you saw podcast 3, yeah, made it to the other side. Okay, thank you. Bye.